Hello and welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Be the True Rich. My name is Michael. If this is your first time here, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. You can also follow us on Twitter at Be the True Rich and on Instagram at Be the True Rich. Thank you. We're still on the change series, and today we're going to be discussing debt. And I know in your mind you're wondering, why should we be talking about debt? I mean, isn't debt a bad thing? To be in debt, is it not in fact almost evil or pure evil for you to be in debt? Because you're wondering, why debt? In a few minutes you'll understand why you need to learn about debt. First off, there are two kinds of debt. You have the good debt and the bad debt. Bad debt is debt you incur to most of the time accessorize yourself with liabilities, while good debt is debt you incur to create assets or purchase assets. So there are two different things, even though they are both called debt. The disadvantage of having bad debt is you go into debt to accessorize yourself with liabilities. So on a long run, you end up paying the debt from your pocket directly. So it's debt that has not produced or yielded anything for you. For an instance of bad debt is you securing a debt just to purchase a television that will be placed in your parlor or in your room, whichever way to be placed, for your own private use. That is bad debt. Now, on the other way around, good debt is you securing a debt to buy a television to start a game house or a viewing center. Now, you're buying the same things but for two different reasons. If you start a game house or viewing center, that is an asset because it keeps putting money into your pocket. But if you buy a television just for your home on debt, it is not an asset. In fact, it will be incurring more liabilities because you have to pay for cable and all sorts. Now, that is a clear example of good and bad debt. So now you may be thinking, why are we even talking about it, even though you now know the difference? Now, let me tell you, one of the things the rich thrive on is debt. Yes, one of the beautiful things, I use the word beautiful, the rich use to their advantage, the rich leverage on, is debt. Because they know how to use debt to their advantage. And if you're ever going to be rich, you need to know how to use debt to your advantage. Because if you can't use debt to your advantage, someone else will, and someone else will become rich by using debt.
Get the best deals on all items on spree.africa. Shop now.
In our homes, growing up, we thought that debt is a bad thing because it means you're owing somebody. So you see people boasting, I am debt free. The minute I hear the word I am debt free, I just see a poor person. The minute I hear I have zero debt, I am seeing a poor person right in front of me, even though it seems like everything around you is tickety boom. Because the reason you're not in debt is because you do not know how to use debt to your advantage. And I'm telling you, no matter how much you have, you cannot finance your dream. That is one thing you should know. That is why you need to know how to use debt to your advantage. No matter the money you have, you cannot finance your dream. If you have to set up your business and run your business with money from your pocket, then you are very poor. If you have to set up your business and run your business or your assets from your pocket, then you're not smart. You're on your way to poverty. Being rich entails you being able to use debt to your advantage. Good debt. We have a lot of people around us that we see every day doing great and mighty things without 1 naira of their money involved in it. 1 naira of their money, it is not there. So you should be asking, how are these people able to fund this project? This multi-billion-dollar project there, this multi-million-dollar project here, how are they able to fund it? So you have to learn the art of using debt to your advantage. If you study Robert Kiyosaki's book, Retire Young, Retire Rich, you see it there. The rich don't use their money for business. They use other people's money, OPM. Why should you even use your money in the first place? One of the beautiful things that you use debt to secure your assets is that you eventually do not have to pay back the debt. Your customers pay it back. Yes, your users pay it back. So let's go back to the story of the television. You get a debt to finance a television, you use it for a viewing center, your viewers come to view. So it is the viewers that will eventually in turn pay back the debt. Yes. So you don't pay back with your money. And of course, when you're done paying back the debt, the television is yours forever to make more money and more money. That is it. Real estate is done there. Oil, it is done. In any business you can think of, debt is used every day to secure huge investments. So you need to learn the art of using debt to your advantage. As someone who uses money every day, you need to learn how to use debt to your advantage. And yes, disputing the fact that some people go for good debt and it turns bad debt. It happens. It does. I'm not disputing the fact that people can go for debt and get into trouble even if it was good debt. Yes, it happens. It happens even to the high and the mighty. But one thing for sure is that they have built their financial integrity to a stage that they can be financed anytime, any day. As a person, you need to build your financial integrity and secure it so that when you go out to lenders, they would respect your financial integrity and hand over the money to you. Then you in turn use it to acquire assets that will later pay back the debt. So it is an art of the rich to use debt. You cannot be debt free and tell me that you are rich. I don't care what you have. The rich are deep in debt. They know how to use debt to their advantage. So you also need to learn how to use debt to your advantage. Stop running away from debt. In one of my videos, I talked about savings and how savings cannot make you rich. A lot of people save so that they would not be in debt. That is why they save. Now you save, and an investor who knows how to use debt will go and borrow that same money that you saved, thanking the bank for keeping your money. And they will use it for business and of course return it with interest. The minute you break down those walls in your mind, you start thinking of how you can afford it. I also have another video on that. How you can afford it. Your thoughts pattern helps decide if you're going to be rich or you're going to be poor. Like I said, each time I see somebody telling me I am debt free, I just know I'm seeing a poor person. How can you be debt free and you say you're building wealth? Okay, even if you have some things you're doing, so you mean you're using your own money to finance it? Is that smart? Is that what the rich does? So you need to learn how to use debt to your advantage. Debt is there for you to use. Use it for your business. Use it to secure assets that will later pay back. You need to learn the art and you need to start somewhere. For this video, I'll be referring you to Robert Kiyosaki's Retire Young, Retire Rich. Study that book and learn how debt can be used in your advantage. And there are other numerous materials out there that can teach you how to use debt to your own advantage. How to use debt to build an empire around yourself. How to use debt to climb those ladders you think you can never climb. Debt is for the rich. If you're ever going to be rich, you need to learn how to use debt. Thank you very much for watching this video. If this is your first time here, please like, share and subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram at Be The True Rich and on Twitter at Be The True Rich. Thank you and stay blessed. Bye bye.
No more worries over grocery items. Get your items delivered to your doorstep in 24 hours. Shop now on Spree.Africa.